Hello everyone, happy Thursday, welcome. So today we're going to be doing the Christmas trees on the canvas. I have two that I'm going to try and attempt to do. We have Crafty Crate tonight, so I got to leave here on time. I got to leave on time so that we can do our Crafty Crate together. Okay, so we did, let me go, hang on. Okay, sorry about that. Sorry. I wanted to go get these to show you. So this week we did the wreath on the canvas, and these are project kits that you can get to craft these, and they come with the crushed glass, the canvas, the shell, and then the laser cutout. So this is the wreath. And then yesterday we did the pumpkin, which is this one. It's still curing. The resin is a little wet underneath still, so I don't want to stand it up too long. You want to let this lay flat to dry. But this is how our pumpkin turned out, and I am obsessed with this. I am literally obsessed. I am in love with these. So this is also a kit that you get: the canvas, the glass, the cutouts, the shell, and you can embellish it in other ways if you want to, but this is how I did mine. And so we did this one yesterday, and today we're going to do the trees. Isn't it so pretty? These are so beautiful. These are something new that we're doing, and I really wanted to do these for the holidays, especially with the upcoming like fall and holiday season. And so these are a new product that we are offering. Now in the shop, if you comment wreath, tree, or pumpkin, the link, it's the same length. It's the same link that's going to be sent to your message, like to your messenger. When you open that link, it's going to take you to the project kits collection. And in that collection is the actual kit with the canvas and all the parts. And then you can also just get the wood pieces. So some of you guys say you already have canvas, you already have some glass that you want to use, and you just want the wood pieces. The wood pieces for all of them are in the shop now. All 5 trees, 3 wreaths, and then we have just 1 pumpkin. So you can go get just the wood pieces if you want to do this with, you could use something other than crushed glass. You could use something else. But I love how this turned out. And so you don't have to sign up for any special classes. There's no workshops that you have to take. There is a replay of this one and the wreath, and then there'll be the Christmas tree replays. So when you get this, you'll be able to watch these replays, and you can skip through and fast forward, and you can do that for free. So there's no additional upcharge for the class itself or the workshop or the tutorial. You get the kit sent to you, and the class instructions on video are included. Like, they're free. I'm freely doing them with you on my Facebook page. So that is the details of those two. And now we're going to do trees. So the trees are a 4x12 canvas that looks like so. And then you're going to get your glass, which is a 16-ounce bag. We only offer these in 16 ounce, so they're not any smaller increments. It is 16 ounces. And then we have the crushed shell that you're going to get also. You're only going to need to use a very small portion of this, or you could use it all and mix it in with your glass. It's completely up to you if you want to like pour it in and mix it and do like a mix-in situation. But you want to reserve some of this for your tree trunk if you want to give it a tree trunk, or you can take your glass all the way to the bottom and have no tree trunk. It's completely up to you. So if you want to do that, you're going to get your canvas, your shell, and your glass. Then you're also going to get one of the 5 styles. So this one, I've already took this apart because I had to take pictures. It's going to come, they were numbered and now they're just letters. So we just changed it from 1 to A. And that way we can kind of keep track of everything, because when we start adding numbers in our shop, it's really hard to search.
Is this also going to be extra?
Hang on.
Is that not just the...
It is just the wood cutouts.
Yeah, but are we writing extra on those as well?
No.
So those will, because Mason's bulk cutting them right now.
Yes, they're going to come from the same thing. And then if she needs restocked, you'll just recut and refill her bin.
So the other thing that says some 12x12 style B is that, and the glass and the resin.
Yes.
And then that is
So-
just the shapes,
so-
but she'll get it from the same place.
Just like we do the canvas,
Yeah.
and then the glass has the label on it.
Yeah.
This would be no different.
Yeah.
So it's its own product, but then
Yeah.
we put it together.
Yeah. It's
So-
like when the kits come with all the glass and then they can be sold separately.
Yes.
That's exactly
So
what that
this
is.
right here, she's just labeling everything the same.
Yeah. And yeah.
So
So all that will just be extra because she'll have a stock of it.
yes,
Yeah.
you won't cut this, but she'll just need to have her bins restocked.
Yeah, she'll tell me what it's like. Yeah.
Yes, and that's what he's cutting right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
It's essentially like this is a blank outline, but then we also sell it with the resin, the canvas, the glass.
Yes,
and
yes.
So this is the blank, and then
because
the
they're
other
all
one.
because they're an add-on to already go with the kit,
Yeah.
she can just pull from that same bin.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I see you guys joining. Sorry, he's going through orders, and we cut everything to order except for certain things, like our sign stands. We keep them cut all the time, and then our earrings are cut all the time. And then these, since we're doing these seasonally, they're batch cutting them. So that way, if you order this, we have a lot of people that are ordering just these canvas kits. And so rather than you waiting for it to be like cut, we're batch cutting them and stocking them in a bin. That way she can just go ahead and pull and send you your, so we've already shipped out a bunch of these. Well, not this one in particular because it's brand new, but like the wreath, they're already going out the door. As long as you don't have something else that needs cut with it. So just keep that in mind. That's the way that it typically works around here, is we cut to order. So anyways, back to what I was saying is, we're going to be doing the trees in two different styles. We're going to do style 5 and style 1. Style A and style E. Two different trees, two different colors of glass. So I'm going to do a green tree, and then we're going to do the rose gold tree. And I have some kind of whimsy colors picked out over here, and I've got some other simple colors picked out for the green. That way you can see like two different ways that you can do them and have a little bit more inspiration. If you want to do them more traditional, you can do that as well. But I'm going to do them in two different styles. So that way you can see how they're done. Like I did the wreath in the pink and the green, which I think is so stinking cute. And then we did the pumpkin, more of like a horizon sunset type of like background. And then we did the aqua, or the Pacific, no, aqua. We did the aqua. I think it's aqua. Maybe it's Pacific. I think it's aqua that we did. So we did this one, and then I did this like colorful. Dylan thinks it's very coastally. It is kind of coastally too. But so those are available, and now we're going to be doing the trees. So if you guys want to hang out and see how these are done, this is a free tutorial for you to follow, and there'll be two different ones. So I'm going to probably do one and then do the other, instead of doing them both at the same time, like simultaneously. That way each tree is its own little segment, so you can like watch part of it and then do like the other one, vice versa. It's whatever. But hello friends, good afternoon. Boss's job is never done. That's true, very true. So let's go ahead and flip our camera so you guys can see what we're working on, and you can decide if this is for you. All right, let me zoom in just a little. That's probably a little too much, but that one should be, let's zoom out just a smidge. All right, and my phone has battery. I'm gonna use my iPad over here. So you can comment the word tree, and we'll send you a link to the collection that has this in there. There we go. We got our video pulled up. All right, so I have got sand gray. I've got white. I also have this blue, which is like a winter blue mixed with white for our snowflakes. And then I have these colors for the rose gold tree over here. And then I do have some black in case I wanted to do something in the background, okay? I don't have my hair in braids today, so I'm going to have to put it behind me so I don't get it all up over the place. All right, so This one in particular that we're going to be doing, that one's going to be next over there, is style A. I know it says 1, but it's style A. And we're going to paint these first, and you can paint them in your little cutout. I'm going to put them on tape because I popped them out, but they're going to come tabbed like so. Your little snowflakes and then your little circles. So these can be little like balls if you want them. They're just more like dots. But it's going to come in a board like this, and you can just paint it on here and pop it out if you want to. This one happens to have this little detailed star. And I'm going to get some tape. And we're going to put these on tape since I popped them out already. Yeah, if you comment wreath, pumpkin, or tree, Facebook is going to send you a message. Now we're going to just do our tree. Very simple, very neutral. And you'll be able to decide how you want to do yours. You can do different colors. It's completely up to you. And then you just, I'm going to take these, just like little polka dots on your tree. And I did 5 different styles of trees and 3 different styles of wreaths for you to choose from. Alrighty, so we're going to set this aside. Let me get a plate. And then we're going to paint our canvas too. And we're going to use sand gray. We don't need a lot of that. And then we need some of this here. Hello, hello friends. I know we're supposed to be like fall crafting, but I wanted to go ahead and get these tutorials done so that we have them available for people, especially like as we get into the holidays. I didn't want you to not have a tutorial to follow. So I want to be able to cover all these different product collections. That way when your stuff comes, you have something to follow, especially because this is newer. So we're going to do our snowflakes, this blue, this like wintry blue color. And the glass color that we're going to use is this green. Which is this right here that we did with the wreath. So we're going to do all of our little snowflakes. This blue. I might need a couple of different coats. It's very soft. It's a very subtle blue. But they're not, you know, bright white. So you're going to want to paint your little snowflakes. You can leave them blank in raw wood if you want to. It's completely up to you. So our snowflakes are painted. Now we're going to do our star. And I'm going to sand this down just a little bit because it's got some flashback on there. But it's got a cute little snowflake in the middle of it. And you could do your star like gold. You could do whatever color you want. But we're going to do ours white. We're just going to keep it very neutral. And so you can see the snowflakes are a little subtle blue. And this star here is going to be white. You could do silver. Completely up to you. Then we're going to do our little dots white as well. I'm going for like a blue and white theme. For mine. And then we're going to dry these, and then I'm going to take these off and paint these sides. Hello everyone! Welcome. And we're going to paint our canvas too. All right, we're going to do one more coat on these little circles. Hello, everybody. How's it going? Happy Thursday. Just make sure they're good and dry. All right, so we're going to peel this off of here and we're going to paint the edge of our star. These are cut on our laser machines. And so they are a little thicker, and you might want to do the edges. It's completely up to you. You could even do like a two-tone edge if you wanted. Just like so. Alright, so our star is ready. Our snowflakes, we'll do those here in just a second. Let's go ahead and do our little circles. And I'm just going to lightly go around the edges. I'm not trying to make them completely coated. And you could use spray paint too. Some people like to do that. Whoop. Addicted to these lives. Well, Mr. Ted, we're glad to have you. We're so glad. My husband watches my videos. He's not very crafty. I wish he were a little more crafty. I mean, he'll craft with me. He just doesn't. He's more of like, in his free time, he definitely loves to watch baseball and football, and he'll watch like reruns of games, and I'm like, how can you keep watching the same like game over and over? And he's like, you never know what you're gonna miss. Some good plays. And I'm like, okay. He's like, why do you watch documentaries over and over? I'm like, okay, that's fair. That's fair. He gets a kick out of how, like, I watch tutorials of stuff. He's like, how many different painting tutorials are you going to watch? I'm like, however many I need to find out new ways to do things. So, but yeah, he's actually fairly crafty. But him and I don't craft very well together because I will take over. He wants to do it his way, and I want him to do it my way. You're excited to see this tree? Well, me too. These are new, and I'm very excited that we're doing these this year. And we'll probably bring them back again next year. You know, so fun. So we have a place in Savannah that does handmade art and stuff. And there's people who do like glass art, and they'll sell that stuff in those shops, like very touristy, for hundreds of dollars. And I'm like, I mean, we can make that with our own supplies. You know, I'm just going around these snowflakes really quick, just kind of barely around the edges, just to give them a little bit of color so they're not so brown on the edge. And then these will be done and ready for our tree. So you just want to paint your pieces. If you decide, Mark is an awesome husband. He really is. Y'all, he has grown so much in the past 3 years. I'm just so proud of him. If anyone knows his story, he is just made such a transformation. I mean, not that he wasn't the greatest anyways, but I think we've all done a lot of inner improvements in our lives in the past few years. I will tell you what, he is the best grandfather anybody could ever ask for their kids. He is phenomenal. He takes those girls to get their nails done. He takes them shopping. Literally every Friday they go shopping. Takes them in all the stores, lets them try on clothes. They're obsessed with buying shoes. I'm like, how many pairs of shoes are you going to buy these kids? He takes them for ice cream, and they love to go to the outlet mall. He does so many things with them. Takes them swimming. So every Friday he gets Riley and Avery. Sawyer's still a little too young to go with them, but they'll be going together soon. But he's off. My husband works 4/10s, so he works Monday through Thursday, and he's off on Friday. So he's off 3 days, and every Friday is their day. They love it. All right, so those are all painted. So we've got our star, we've got our little pieces here, and we've got our little snowflakes. And then I just put it on a piece of tape. Oh, he cannot wait. Yes.
I'm stealing some.
You're stealing glue.
Yeah, I'm bringing it back.
Are you don't put it in another container.
No, I'm gonna glue our stuff together.
Okay. You might not want that one. You might want, well,
yeah, this will be fun.
Make sure
Wait, how old is this?
it's gonna drip.
That is solidly stuck in the top of that wall.
What? Let me see that.
You will see it all up there?
Where'd you get this one? From back there?
Yeah, it was just,
Oh.
I don't know how old it is.
Where's my...
Here's another one. Yeah, I think this one's good.
Hang on. This one, the lid is stuck on it, if you can get the lid off.
Oh, I'll get the lid off.
This one, yeah, that one's toast. Just don't break my lid or lose it.
Yeah.
Okay, we're done with this. Oh, we gotta do our background. I'm doing great. Doing fantastic. Alright, let's paint our background. Get a piece of wax paper. And we're just gonna put it long ways. And I need my brush. Paper towel. Y'all, I've been reusing my water over here. Okay. All right, we're going to use sand gray as our background with some of our white. Neutral. So we're going to spray our canvas with just a little bit of water. Spread it out. We're going to take our sand gray and some white, and we're going to cover the entire back of our tree. I'm going to do a base coat and then I'll come back over it with the darker color. And I'm going the length of the canvas. Full length. And we're going to do our sides. It's going to give us not a solid white background. Do the edges. I have ordered the thicker canvases. They're not going to be here for a little bit, so we're going with these 3/8 either 3/8 or 5/8. I have to look and see. And the thicker ones come, we could do those too. Alright. And these are stretched canvases. So they're wrapped all the way around. Let's do this here. Alright, and now we're going to go over this. Just give it a little streakiness. A smidge of black, and I say like a smidge of black, I mean like a smidge of black. I'm just gonna go over this. I know it looks crazy. You got to give it a chance. Give it a chance. Give it a chance. Sides one more time, just to kind of match the flow. We just wanted to have some dimension. We're going to put glass over the top of this, or you could put scrapbook paper. Whatever you want to do. Touched it with my hands. Now I'm just going to go, now that it's been kind of sitting here for a minute, I just went at an angle to blur and shift the lines.
This one's nice and fixed.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
This one's also like, I think it's because the cap got left off, so like the glue gets.
Oh, probably. Probably.
So I'm also throw that away.
Okay. I had another one sitting over here, and I don't know what I did with it.
It probably got moved when you were able to do all that stuff.
Oh, that's true. Oh, no. Oh, that one's dried too.
Yeah, you leave the lids.
Well, I have the lids for all of my stuff. Anyways, this is our canvas background for our tree to go on. Now we're going to dry it really good. And you can see that this is the bright white and this is the background that we created. This one's still in plastic. Let me shift this over so you can see what I mean. And you can decide how you want to do your background. You could just do it on the white. I'm extra, so I'm going to do extra. But you can see the difference in the two. There is a change. There is a color change. And it's really easy to do. We did our base color with some white, then we added some more, and then we added some black streaks, and it just kind of all blends together and you're building layers. Now you don't want this to be wet, because when you put, you know, your stuff on there, you don't want to smear it around. All right. I put my finger there. Okay, so now we've got our star that's going to be at the top of our tree. We've got our little polka dots, or, you know, little bowls, and our snowflakes. Okay, we're going to take our glass. Now you're going to get 16 ounces. You're only going to use about half, or you could use more. If you want it to be really chunky and thick, you can add more. If you want it to be less, add less. Okay. So, today we're going to do one with resin and we're going to do one with glue. Okay. So we're going to do two different ones, and hopefully I have enough of this glue here to make it work. I should have enough here. Okay. So, I'm going to make sure my hands are clean. So here's the thing about working with glue. This stuff dries really quick, and then once it does, it starts to shrink up also. So just remember that Elmer's glue and resin are not the same. They're adhesives. They're binders. Glue is vastly different, and you're going to get a completely different result from this, okay? But I wanted to give two examples on how you can use this without using resin, okay? So we're going to use Elmer's clear glue. If you get glue on your fingers and you go touching it, it starts to become gummy and stringy, and so you want to work quickly with this, okay? So I also don't want to have any of this stuff on my fingers that the glue might peel off as it dries on my hands, because I have a feeling that's what's going to happen. I'm just guessing here. So I want to wipe off as much as I can off of my fingers, and I'm just going to use some alcohol to help me do that really quick. You could also just use soap and water. I'm just making sure that I got everything kind of off my fingers. My husband and I searched, still cannot find that. I don't know what that is. What is that? Are you talking about clear glue? This is at my Walmart in the school paper, pens, pencils in the school area. You can also get it in big gallon tub, like jugs. You can get it at Hobby Lobby. You can get it at Michael's. You can get it online. I don't know if that's what you're referring to, but so my hands are semi-clean here, okay? So we want to work fairly quickly, all right? How do you keep the weight of a glass pushing the canvas down? This canvas right here has a wider frame. For these, I didn't put anything in the middle of this, and I did have a little pulling away from the edge. And so yesterday, this is where trial and error, we're going to talk about this probably in another video, trial and error. So yesterday, after I got off my video before I left for the day, I thought it would be smart for me to stick my makeup sponges underneath. So I lifted my canvas and I stuck makeup sponges that are kind of taller. I'll show you what I did. I stuck them underneath like so. And basically these tall points kept my canvas from sinking. But then what happened, and I didn't think about this, is I got some dripping on the side. Which is fine, this is mine, it'll be okay. This side's not too bad. This top up here. So, I was gonna do that. I'm gonna remember to do that in the next time I do these, is I just took a makeup sponge or something taller, and it was soft, so it allowed it to still sink a little bit, but it wasn't like pushing it hard and leaving an indentation. And then I didn't have as much pulling away on the edges, but I should have accounted for runoff when I added this. So I would definitely put something under first so that you don't have that drip edge like I did. It was an oversight because I should have used less. I kept adding more resin, and then I shouldn't have done that. But you know, it's all about trial and error. So if you want to, you can leave it without raising your center. I didn't do it on the wreath. I did it on this. But for this size here, if you get the premium type of 4x12s, your canvas is going to come like this. So it's not going to sink in the middle the way the other ones do. So we're going to take our glue, and we're going to make sure that we start putting this down, and it's going to start drying. And we want to just keep working fairly quickly. So I'm probably just going to open this lid, and I'm going to pour some down onto my canvas. And this is going to be what we use to glue everything to our canvas. Now, it's going to get messy. It's going to get sticky, so I'm going to get a cup. Well, maybe. I'm going to put my glass in this cup so I don't keep picking up my bag and making my bag all messy. So we're going to pour our glass in our cup. It's a little more than I need. So this is about, if you're looking at like cup wise, this is about 2/3 of a cup of glass. And I'm just going to start putting it onto here. I'm going to add some more glue. Right over the top of my glass. And I'm going to do some mixing. Hello, Homemade with Emily. I'm going to do some mixing because we want to make sure all of our glass is coated, because this is not resin. It's what we're using instead of resin. So I have a paintbrush here, and I'm just going to move my glass over the top of my glue. Make sure all the little pieces are covered, stuck to each other. That way when it dries, all of our glass is coated. I'm just going to move it upwards. I'm working right here in this area. And then we'll add some more glass. Okay, let me put some up here in this little area. And now I'm going to take my star. I want to make sure it's in the glue. So I'm going to put a good, healthy dollop of that glue there. Try not to stick my fingers in this glue if I don't have to. Okay, so we've got our star positioned in our glue, kind of in the middle. And now we're going to take all of our glass here, make sure it's all saturated, coated. And we're going to start shaping our tree. It's a little bit different than working with resin. You just drizzle the resin. Isn't it cute? Well, thank you. These are really fun. These are new that we just added. Alright, so get your tree going. Make sure it's all straight. Get it shaping. And now we're going to start moving things around because we're going to start filling in the rest of this. So it looks like resin, but it's not resin, it's glue. These little long pieces, you can pull those out and do something else with them if you want to. So I'm going to add some more glue. Just making sure all the stuff I'm adding is going to be stuck. We don't want any to fall out. It's the downside about using Elmer's glue. Now I'm getting glue on my fingers. Alright, so I'm just going to go over it. Make sure we're all good. Alright, finish shaping it. Stick that over there. Just start making your tree look like a tree. If you want it to be a little more wide, you can just add more glue. Or add more glass. So we've got a bunch more here. I'm going to go over it with my glue. And then we're going to mix that together, just like we did the other. So mix it around, make sure it's all coated. Now keep in mind that glue shrinks pretty heavily. So you gotta use a lot. Alright, so we're gonna take this and we're gonna start working this outward. On our canvas. Making our tree a little bit wider as we go down. Come this way. Move that up into that little spot right there. Flip that one over. Just start shaping. It takes a little bit of time. Just using a paintbrush. Your birthday's tomorrow? Well, happy early birthday. Okay, so we're gonna put some more glue down here. And more glass. We're going to put some more glue on top of that. And then we're going to mix all of that. And that's going to start to become the bottom of our tree. So you can put the glue in your cup, but then you can't separate it. If you don't use all of your glass that you've portioned out, then you kind of got glue mixed in with your glass, and you may not want that. So this is how I'm doing mine. You can of course do yours, you know, whatever way you want to do yours. And with back to school happening, you should be able to find this glue even on sale. All right, I'm going to use a little bit more. And this is reflective mirrored glass. All right, so you can see our glue has started to run around the edges. It is going to shrink, like I said. And then we're going to put shell down here for our trunk. So your project is going to come with the canvas, the glass, and the wood cutouts, and your shell. Now I'm doing 2 trees, so I'm going to use 1 bag, but you're going to get 1 bag to use, and you want to add some over this, you can. It's completely up to you. And then we have our little snowflakes, our little dots that we're going to add, and then we're going to put our shell down here in the bottom. So I'm just going to take this and sprinkle some shell right down there for our trunk. Not a lot, just a little. I might need some of those. And then I'm going to take my glue and go back over this. I'm going to mix my shell with my glue. Make sure it's all coated. That way it'll stick to each other. Put some little pieces in here. Another piece kind of in there. And we're going to shape our trunk. Just like so. So now our tree is done. Our trunk is done. If you like this, you don't have to use these. You can do your own little star. You could just do your tree in glass and figure out what you want your trunk to look like. You could also do more shell at the bottom, like across the bottom, and then do your trunk kind of coming off. Let's see. If you didn't know, it was glue instead of resin. Is a glue added pretty much as resin. Okay, so resin is different than glue. This glue is not going to have the same result as resin. I put it on here clear, it's going to shrink, it may peel up on the edges, but I had people ask for the school glue alternative because, let's face it, this is less than $2 versus $10. I understand, like, cost effective wise, glue is an adhesive, it is a glue. The resin is an epoxy hard clear coat that's like glass. It's very solid. The two are very different. So what we're doing is creating an alternative. We're using glue as an alternative, but it's not comparable. So comparison wise versus alternative is, you know, if you wanted something that was comparable to resin, I would tell you to maybe use UV resin. If I wanted to tell you an alternative adhesive to glue this stuff to a canvas, you could use glue. The two are not the same. So you're not going to get the same look. It's probably not going to be as crystal clear or as shiny because it's school glue. It might be a little milky. It might be, you know what I'm saying? So if you've never used school glue, you need to try it so that you know. And if you've never used resin, you need to try it so that you know, because the two are not the same. We're wanting to use glue and make it look like glass, and it's probably not going to happen. Now, the other thing that is very comparable wise for a clear coat would be like TriArt's liquid glass, or even Deco Art's triple thick is still not very comparable, but it's like a top coat gloss. So we're using glue to hold our glass on here as an alternative cost-wise and an adhesive to resin. A lot of people have resin allergies. Some people have health concerns with resin. It just varies. Some people have, you know, cost concerns. Like, it costs more. So I'm not a resin expert, but I will say we've done a lot of these projects, and I always have people that ask me, what can you use instead of resin? It's expensive. Well, it is expensive. It's a totally different type of product. Glue is cheap for a reason. It's glue. It's school glue. It's washable. It's non-toxic. I mean, it's safe. It's school glue. So the two are very different. I've already got running off my edge over here, which I'll address that, you know, as we get close to the end. But the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to take some glue over here, and I'm going to make a little puddle. And I'm going to start putting my little pieces into my glue. My fingers are going to get really yucky. The glue does not set any faster than resin because it's very thick. You know how long it takes glue to dry? A minute. It takes a minute. So we have just dipped our pieces in our glue, and we've set it on top of our tree. Now we're going to do the same thing with our little snowflake. I'm dipping both sides into this glue. And then we're going to put our snowflake on here. Whoops. See, it's wanting to stick to my fingers. So I want to try to drop that off so it'll stick on there. All right, we're going to do another little ball here. And we're going to put it on here next to this one. I might need to move that up just a smidge, just to make sure everything's going to fit on here. All right, our next little snowflake. Rolling it in the glue. Put down here. And I'm going to add glue on top of this too. Another little ball here. Very messy, but so fun. Another little snowflake. We're just going to make sure that it's going to stick to our glass. Let me get my little paintbrush because it's sticking to my fingers. Stay right about there. See how it's starting to stick? Okay, we're going to take some more glue because I'm running out over here. And we're going to roll this around. We're going to drop it off over here. It's sticking to my fingers. Alright, little dot ball. There. Little snowflake. Ball. We have 5 styles of trees that you can choose from. Yeah, if you comment the word tree, Facebook will send you a message with the link to this collection. Go ahead and put my little snowflakes on here so I can see the spacing. We're gonna do one more. And if you need to move them, you can. It's really easy to do. We got our 3 little balls left, so let's get some more glue so we can roll this around. That one there. Thank you. That one there. It's 4 by 12. Okay, so now we have got all of our pieces to this style on our tree. Now I just want to go back over this, and I'm going to add some glue over my snowflakes, back over my little ornaments, just to make sure they are good and secured. That glue is going to run, it's going to drip. We just want to make sure that everything is stuck. All right. Are we good? I think so. Let me make sure I got my star up here. Nice and secured. All right, now we need to work on our edges. So I want to raise this up a little bit. And I'm going to put these little cups underneath the 2 ends here. So I'm going to lift it up, stick it on this cup, and I'm going to stick it on this cup. And you can do that beforehand. I'm going to get 2 more cups, just because I don't want it to tip off the edge. So I'm just going to go across here and here. And so now it's raised up because my glue is going to want to run off the edge. Okay, now I'm going to take my finger and I'm just going to make sure that we coat this just like we would resin all the way to the edge. And I've left it very thick coat, okay? It's very thick. The goal here is that we want it to stick everything to the canvas with our glue. I do want this to go along my edge, so I'm going to take some on my finger, and I just want to coat the side. I don't want to pull from around this top because I want it to be a little thicker up here. It's got to hold in all this glass, okay? So I'm just putting some on my finger, and then I'm just brushing it along the edge, and it's going to drip off. I'm fairly certain it's going to. We don't need it to be like a whole lot. We just need there to be like just a little. And then this one will be completely finished. And we'll just let this set and cure till tomorrow. It'll take several hours. And then we're gonna do our pink one, and we're gonna do it with resin. And then we'll have two with two different products. You could do fairy lights. I don't like the lights personally, but if a person wanted to do lights, they could. I think it's just preference. I'm too tedious about getting placement of lights in just the right spot that if they don't look exactly the way I want them to, then I'm like, it's just trash. So, trying to get string lights to look the way that I want them to. I'm like that with my Christmas tree. It'll take me a whole day just to get the lights right. Alright, so we've coated the entire thing. And it's gonna still drip. It's already dripping. But everything should stay intact with our tree. And I kept my fingers pretty wet so that the dry glue didn't start to peel, you know, like it normally would. So for this one, we used clear glue with the green, glorious green, the crushed shell. We used style A for our wood cutouts for this one. And you still have a little bit of work time, but it's going to take a while to dry, just like resin would. Maybe not near as long, but think about it. You get the top coat of your glue that dries, then underneath is still kind of gummy. We want to let this dry really good. Okay, so we're going to swap this over and we're going to do our next one. So this is the white canvas up against what we did with our background. It's kind of streaky, it's very subtle. I know there looks like it's shifted more to this side. It's the lighting is reflecting more because I have a light closer over here than over here. But this is the difference in the two. So this is the white, and then this is how this one's done. So let's switch lanes. We're gonna do rose gold, and I also have some of this left over. And I did not use everything in my cup. So it's a little over half of your bag. It's about 3/4 of your bag. And then you have some extra if you want to do a little mini craft or something. And you have some shell. So you can do a whole nother craft if you wanted to. Set that there. Let me use this over here. So I gotta slide and reset. We're doing 2 trees today. So this was style A, which is gonna come with your cutouts, your glass, your shell, and your canvas. You can use glue or resin. It's completely up to you. Alrighty, we're gonna be using resin for the next one. And I have a little bit of glue left. I'm trying to keep my hands clean. I can feel it. Alright. This. Got these 2 colors here. And we're going to need to do style 5. I'm having peach tea today. It is sweet. It is not diet friendly. Sorry, I just want to move that one out of the way so it can be drying. All right, so canvas number 2. I love peach tea. It's so good. This is clean. There's no glue. I did make a little bit of a mess with my hands. Alright, dry this. So we're going to do this one. And it will come wrapped with plastic. All right, so for this one, I wanted to do something a little, that one's more Christmas colors. It's very green and white and very, neutral. This one we're gonna do with the rose gold pinks. It's kind of got a rose gold, it's got gold reflective kind of colors, but then I thought, what if we did it a little whimsy with some pink and green for this? And this one has the bow top. Got glue on it. There's the bow for the top. And then the word joy that you kind of lay over the top of your tree just kind of as an embellishment. It's a little something different, super cute. I saw this idea on Pinterest. Somebody had done one with like a star and they put the word joy. It was just a wood cutout. It was cute. It was really cute. And they did their tree like all the way to the bottom and it was just kind of like sitting at the bottom. You could also make your joy your trunk to your tree. Ideas. There's so many ideas. This new stuff, what is it? All this new stuff is taking a big hit on my walking around money, as my dad would have said. I don't know what walking around money is, but I'm guessing that's like your spending money where you just kind of go out and window shop with. That's funny. Well, we're going to have these all through the Christmas season. So if you don't get one today and you want to get one later, you can. These will be available all throughout. So that's why I wanted to go ahead and get these done, because these would make a great craft night if you got together with your friends. We're doing these as a kit, so you get the canvas, the cutouts, and your glass. And we're doing it kind of as a bundle for people who don't really craft a lot and they just kind of want all the stuff. People who have their own stash of stuff, you can get just the cutouts, you can get the glass by itself, you can use your own paints. It's completely up to you. So these are also, just the cutouts are in the shop as well. We want to try to, make it easy for people to craft. Yeah, you're spending money in high school. All right, let's get some wax paper. Did I cut it long enough? Barely. It's barely long enough. All right, so we're going to be doing the rose gold, and I'm going to do hints of green with white in our background with a little bit of blue. So we're going to do this more whimsy. Okay, it's a little more whimsy and fun, okay? So that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna need our brush cleaned out from what we used before, just a chip brush. Just cleaning out most of the water. We're going to spray our canvas. Oh, we need our paint. We need our paint. get a plate. So this is French Mauve. This is Sea Glass. White. And this blue. Just need a little. And I might need the black. I'll decide if I need that here momentarily. Okay, so these are the colors that I'm kind of going with. Y'all, there's so many different color palettes for Christmas. You do you. I just wanted to do something that was a little more whimsy and fun, you know, just whatever. It's just whatever. So spray your canvas with some water. And we're gonna make this foundation be green. Okay, we're gonna do green as our sea glass. A little more water. I find it's easier to add water when you're painting a canvas. A little more water. Oh, I got a bristle. Some pesky bristles. We're gonna go around our edges momentarily. Doing my edges too. My canvas is very wet, so I'm not too worried about it not staying stuck on there. Hello, Jennifer. So if you get our craft box, tonight is craft night for the Crafty Crate for our subscription. It'll be at 7. I'll be at home to do that one. I'm not going to stay here tonight. That way I can go home and have dinner with my family. I haven't crafted in my craft shed in so long. I'm not going to know what to do with myself. Not done any evening crafts in like 2 months. It's been so nice having the summer to just chill. All right, so we did our sides. Let's do some blue. And some white. I don't want to do too much. It's kind of the way we did the other canvas, except this one's going to be just a little bit different. I actually kind of like that. I don't want to do too much. Just take it along the sides, just a smidge. I have this plate right here, and I've kind of dabbed the two colors and, you know, over here. kind of see how we've got this darker light edge. I want a little bit more green. Sorry, I'm kind of hanging off over here. Make sure we got our green. Not too much of that blue. All right, so it's very kind of streaky. So we did that blue, the sea glass, some white mixed with that blue, and we just laid them over the top of each other. Now we can take this and dry it a little bit. And we're gonna put this rose gold over that. It's gonna be really cute. Before I add any more white, I just want to see how this dries. Get your edges really good. I think I'm pretty happy with how streaky this looks. Make sure it's all dry. It feels pretty dry. Okay, so we're going to be using resin for this one. So I mixed 6 ounces for a 12-inch of resin. I think I'm going to do 3 ounces. I'm going to do half, only because I want to make sure I have enough to coat everything. Now I don't want to have to mix another batch, so I'd rather have leftover than not enough. So we're going to do 3 ounces of resin for this one. Probably do 2, but I'm going to do 3. All right, so we have our little pieces here. I thought about doing a, oh, I didn't have my pink. Maybe I won't add this pink. To the canvas. I was gonna add pink. I'm gonna change my mind. I'm not gonna add the pink, but what I am gonna do, we're gonna do our wood fawn, because I like the wood color of this with this. So I'm gonna do fawn for my wood color. It's a little darker, so I'm going to add some white to it. We're going to use a makeup sponge, and we're going to color our bow and our word joy. Just want a lighter shade. That seems pretty good. I don't want it to be like white, but I also don't want it to be like the wood color. let's do our bow. I thought I loaded enough on my sponge. Maybe not. Ooh, that was a little too light. That's pretty good. Are the two the same? I mean, they're close. All right, let's dry those. This one's going to be a little more colorful and whimsy. Go around our cutouts on the edges. It's completely optional. You don't have to do yours. Probably going to need a paintbrush to get in some of these little areas. Go back over. And then I'll get the inner part towards the end. Go around. Get what we can. Definitely need to get somewhere. Getting a little white on there. All right, for sure we're going to have to go over this with a brush. Okay, let me get a brush and dry this. Let's see. Been a couple tough days. My brother was taking me for lunch for my birthday yesterday. We went to check on our brother first. Was answering the phone when he got to his apartment. We found him on the couch, passed out. Oh my gosh, he had passed away. I'm so very sorry to hear that, Ollie. Ollie, I'm so sorry. Well, I'm so sorry. That is definitely not the birthday that you were wanting. I'm so sorry. Was he sick? Like, was something going on? I'm just curious if he was sick or something. Do they know what happened? Oh my gosh. Well, I'm so very sorry. Very difficult. Well, I'm very sad for your loss. for both, you know, you and your brother. I don't know if you have any other siblings. But my goodness. Well, it's probably going to be a very difficult few days. I don't know how long ago that was. I don't know if you had a funeral or... Well, you're definitely in our thoughts and prayers. We gotta do our edges. Yes, prayers for Ollie. Most definitely. Yeah, sending prayers. You guys are so sweet. It's so difficult because you know when someone loses someone, it's like what could you say other than, you know, how apologetic and sorry that you are for someone. Such a difficult time. All right, here's our joy. Finish our bow. I found him yesterday. You also have a sister. Oh my goodness, Ollie. I'm so sorry. I must have missed the part where it was yesterday. I just saw that it was your birthday. Oh my gosh. So yeah, it's gonna be a very challenging few days. You're in my thoughts and my prayers. Okay, I think I got our bow. I think our bow's good. These little tabbed areas, I just like to sand those down sometimes. Okie dokie. Alright, so that's good. I can see some spots on my tree where the glue is completely ran off the edge. I'm probably gonna have to add some glue. It might be a little touch-up situation after the fact. But we'll look at the two and we'll see what's happening as we craft these. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get our glass. Like I said, for this one we're doing the sea glass. This is rose gold. This is, like I said, if you're looking at a cup wise, we're about 2/3 to 3/4 of a cup. And I'm going to raise these up with these tiny little cups that I have. I need 4 of those. And then we need our shell. And another cup. Got our resin over here. other stuff. So I use the sea glass with that wintry blue color and white. We're going to use our resin, and then we use these here. Let me go ahead and move this out of the way. Then we use fawn for our letters and our bow. Stuff's looking over here. Going to need a stir stick. I'm going to use a bigger stick for this. And I just get these quart-size sticks at Lowe's. Gloves. So we're going to need gloves. Alright, so we've got our wood pieces, we've got our resin, we've got our glass, we've got our shell, we've got our stick, we've got our gloves, and we've got our cup here. And this is style E. It's not 5, it's style E. And there are 5 styles of trees. Alright, so I've got everything here. So we're going to put our bow at the top. Okay, we're going to do our rose gold. Now if you have super big chunks like this that are all crackly, you can take some pliers. Well, where are my pliers? I have these. They're kind of rusty, but if you take this, you can break your little pieces and it just crumbles. And you can make your pieces smaller. Like anywhere you see these little big chunks, just barely twist. Use gloves, use caution, use proper protective equipment. But you can just, break them. That one's a little too hard to break. Like this one's a pretty big chunk. You can just snap it. And then you can position your glass however you want it to look. So I'm just going to make sure that everything that I have happening up here start to form my little tree. So this little piece here, just want it a little bit smaller. Alright, so this is rose gold on this sage or sea glass. The sea glass color. I'm going to stick my bow right up here. And then I'm just going to start filling in the top of my bow with my little glass pieces. Right up in that little fold. And then bunch up the rest of them. Whoops. Around our little bow. little piece. And we're just going to start then laying pieces on top of each other to build around our bow there. Now this little joy word is just going to go across the bottom of our tree. So I want my tree to be a little bit more chunky because I'm not putting a bunch of the ornaments and stuff and little embellishments. Actually, I'm going to take out this piece because it's pretty big. It's a pretty big piece. Now I'm going to do mine like this. I think I'm going to go down a little bit further. And then I'll add my shell stem. So anywhere you see a lot of these little clear pieces, it's pink, rose gold, and then if it's standing up, it's going to be like clear. So you're going to get that almost looks like chunks of clear in with your other colors, and you just flip them over and they'll be the color you want them to be. So anywhere you don't want it to be like a clear color, just flip them over. It's mirrored, so keep that in mind. Make that piece there a little more colored. Make this piece here a little more colored instead of clear. Make this one. And just have fun with however you want it to look. Let's do this. A little more pink. Stick this little piece right here in that little opening there. And get another little piece. And when I say little piece, I mean you just kind of have to pick through here and find the little small slivers, because there's big chunks. Your glass is going to come chunks like this big, slivers like this. There are going to be little pieces like that. It's very different sizes that you can craft with. So I'm just going to stick that kind of right in there. And now we have this much left that we can still do like other crafts with. So you're not going to use all of it for the tree. And then we're going to put on our shell. Now you can do your shell just like a trunk, or you could do it across the bottom. It's whatever you want to do. I'm just going to do mine like that. Now you can take your shell that you have and you can sprinkle it on the top like little ornaments. I see a little spot that needs a piece right there. Just like that. Maybe a little piece right there too. For me, I like it. Get a little shell to go right there. And then once you kind of have it wherever you want it, you just start putting your resin on. Stick that right in that little spot there. Alright, and then we're going to put our word joy across here like so. And stick it on, and that's how our tree is going to look, okay? All right, now we're ready for our resin. So we're gonna mix it up. And we're gonna do stick this on top of our little cups here. Actually, let's move this to the side and let's mix our resin, and then we'll bring it back and we'll put them on these cups. So we're gonna mix our resin. I'm using resin. We use Elmer's glue for the other one. And we're going to do 3 ounces. Oh, thank you. So we're going to do 3 ounces. So we want to do here. We need 1.5. Very challenging because it's like a fluted cup. Let's see. So 90 would be 3. Trying to figure out how to mark this on this cup. That's 30 to 50. Okay, you know what, let's do 4. That way I can just do 2 and 2. Y'all, I can't with these cups. It's like fluted. And I know I'm not going to mark a half properly. I'm not going to do it. So we're just going to mix 4 ounces and it's going to be what it is. Like, I only have this as my option. And then we're going to use we have resin in our shop. This is also 15% off right now. I think it makes it like $8.50. It's normally $10. So if you want to get your project kit and then get resin, you can get everything except for your cup, your stick, and your gloves. We don't have that for you, but we have resin and the rest of it if you want to do that. All right, let's do 2. We're doing part B first. Look at how simple that is. Let's do part A. So A would be next. And we're going to go up to the 4. This pours a little slower. Come on. It's much thicker. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. You can do it. It's like the little engine that could. right, I'm done. Holy cow. Part A is definitely thicker than part B, for sure. All right, it's gonna look swirly like that. And then you're gonna mix it really good for about 2 to 3 minutes. Hello, Carrie, first time on your live. Well, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. You know, for the past few years, I've crafted in the evenings. I haven't really crafted during the day, but this summer I wanted to take, you know, the evenings off from crafting. And I've been crafting during the day. And most of my community is nighttime watchers, so I'm catching the daytime crowd. And then the evening people watch on the replay, and they're like, when are you coming back? It's so funny. But I really like being able to have my evenings. But I do miss, you know, the evening people. But welcome, Carrie. Welcome. We're doing Christmas trees today. And this is resin that we're mixing up. It's super bubbly. But it's getting there. Alright, we're going to warm this cup up just a little bit because I like it a little warmer. And not so thick. It's like honey. So this is like 200 degrees. Mixture times is good. Well, for 5 or 6 years, it's always been in the evenings. And I'm talking like not even evenings. I'm talking like 9, 10 o'clock at night. I'm very much a night owl. And so after, you know, everybody kind of goes to bed and stuff, I would go out to my craft shed and we would just craft together. But it's been so nice having the summer evenings available because it stays daylight longer and we can get in the pool and we can have a lot more, you know, we cook out on the grill. We're up a little later. But winter's coming, y'all, and it's going to be dark at 5. That's past your bedtime. Well, Carrie, listen, you're right here with us during the day. That's all good. I'm very much a night owl. Like last night, I was still up at like, I think it was 1:30. I was watching Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that, but I started watching the Marvel movies, like all of them. And so I watched Guardians of the Galaxy. I watched Avengers Endgame. Oh my gosh, y'all. I've never seen all the movies, the Marvel movies, and so I was like, I need the new series to watch, and so I started watching it, and then I just could not. I could not. I'm like, why? Oh my gosh, why? But why? All right, so we're going to stick this on these little cups to raise it up, and we're going to pour our resin. Whoops. I'm going to pour it. And, whoops. Oh. Y'all, I'm so clumsy. I'm so clumsy. All right. So, we painted our canvas. So this is a project kit. You get the canvas, the glass, the shell, and the cutouts. There are 5 different cutout styles that we cut on our laser machines. That's that white noise you hear behind me. This is style E like Edward. You'll see all of them in the shop. If you comment wreath, pumpkin, or tree, you're going to be able to see the link. Facebook will give you a link. Here is the wreath that we did. Oh, it's upside down. Here's the wreath that we did on the canvas. Yesterday we did the pumpkin. And today we're doing 2 trees. So the other tree is over here. We did it with Elmer's glue. This one is our second tree and we're doing it with resin. So we're gonna take our resin, and I mixed 4 ounces because I'm trying to do simple math here, okay? And we're gonna drizzle over every single thing, everything. The first thing I'm gonna do though is take off this bow gently to leave that glass where I put it, and we're gonna put some resin in this area so we can put our bow back. That way we can make sure that it is stuck to our canvas really good. And we're gonna slide this right back in. And we're gonna cover our bow. And this is probably gonna drip and run. It'll be all right. And we're gonna coat the entire tree. Every single piece of glass needs to be drizzled. Over our shell. It's not too bad. I might raise up the middle. I just got to get creative. Let me get creative really quick. Ha ha. I'm going to use one of the paper cups. Oh, maybe. Oh, let me check something really quick. It doesn't fit in the little opening, so I need to improvise here. Can we do it like that? Yes. All right, I pinched my cup a little bit. I'm gonna stick this in here like so. Try to raise up the middle. There we go. Let's pinch the other one. So the glass is heavy. So you want to make sure that your center is good. Got that one, got that one. Okay, now it's raised up the middle. Fantastic. Fantastic. All right, let's finish covering this. We just don't want our glass not to be stuck to our canvas. Ooh, look at that drippage. We got some drip action happening. Sure I got the center of this really good. Alright, let's go around our edge. Alright, now we need to do our joy word before we get too far down into this. So I'm just going to take and put my joy in some of this that is kind of dripped here. And I'm gonna try to scoop up some of that. I'm gonna coat the top. And then the back side. flip it over and we're going to do the same thing on the back. We want this to stay stuck to our tree. So I'm just going to butter it up a little bit. This just got a lot messier. I just basically am coating my entire hand. Listen, this is the fun part of crafting, right? So we're gonna lay this over the top here. And we're just gonna squish it in, make sure it's made contact with our tree. Got resin dripping everywhere. Now I'm gonna go back over this and just make sure that when it drips onto my tree, it's gonna hold that joy on there. Woohoo! So excited to see how this turns out. All right, now if you see little spots where now you've added your resin that you need to add a little more glass, you can do that. I highly recommend that you change your gloves, or like switch out of your gloves, because you don't want to go putting your hands in that. I'm going to do that kind of at the last. And now I'm just going to take and run this to the edge with my finger. You see a little spot here. I'm not quite sure I got it covered. I'm going to do a little extra. Alright, now we're going to go along our edge. I already have some dripping, so it'll be okay. If you don't want it to drip on the edge, tape it off. I have a lot of dripping on this one. I think it's because I went a little overboard. It's just so pretty. I love the colors I chose for this. Alright, we're going to take off our gloves, and I'm going to add in some pieces of glass, and then we'll put our gloves back on again. Alright, so I can see some spots where I want to add a little chunkier piece. Definitely right there. Definitely right here. For sure up here in our bow. Let me get my little tool here. Oh, that piece is a little too big. Let me find a tiny piece. Found one. I found a tiny piece. Right there. Let's put this in there. I'm just adding little pieces where I feel like it needs it. Because remember, I told you, your colors, so see how it's kind of the rose gold reflective, then it's clear, and then it's pink. It's like a rosy pink color. So depending on which side you want to have the color, you get that rosy gold. See how that reflects kind of that coppery gold? And then you get that pink. You get that pink in there too. I want that pink side in a couple of spots. Here we go. You just have fun. Do your little thing. Alright, I'm done adding anything else to this. So I'm going to put my gloves back on. Oh, I need my other glove. Can't be one-handed. Isn't it so pretty? Okay, so let's take what we got left here and go back over this wherever we just added those pieces. For sure up there. All through here. Down at the bottom. We don't want to miss anything. I think our bow is good and covered. All right, I have a little bit left in here. I'm not going to worry too much with that. And I just put a wipe underneath it so I can set it over here. Ah, no, 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 no. It's stuck to my... Hang on, y'all. We got a crisis over here. My canvas fell off of my little cups. So my stuff was glued to it. Hang on. Just hold, please. Put this back on here. Holy cow. It completely went tumbling. It was glued, like upside down in the glue. Anyways, what I was going to show you before that just happened was the white canvas up against this color that we did. Y'all, I got a mess, but I want to show you these side by side. Okay, this is the resin. And this is our glue. Now, our glue over here is pulled to the center. So I'm going to try and put some cups underneath this so it'll stop doing that, because now it's there's no glue on the edges. It's mostly in the middle. So I want to fix that, and I'm going to use my little paper cup trip where I squeeze it together and stick it up underneath there. And we're going to add some more glue back to this. So I just took my paper cup, pushed it in the middle, made it to where it'll fit in this little opening here. Raise it up. And we're going to do the same thing the other end. So resin, glue. All right, let's add some glue back to this corner over here where it's pulled away, and up here, up there, and along the edges. I was afraid this might happen. It's doing it a little bit worse than the resin does. Definitely is leveled out way more than the resin. If you missed this one, this is just glue. I like the resin better, personally. You might have to do this a couple times as it's drying. And I can't say for sure, but it's possible. I mean, it might take a whole thing of glue just to do this. There's some bubbles. Okay, there is clearly a difference in the two. However, they're both very cute. All right, so this one over here was done with Elmer's glue. This one was done with resin. You can see the difference in the two of them. I'll get you a little closer here in a second. I used almost all my glue. I'll have to go get some more of this. All right. Okay, so just so you can see up close, I know it's kind of further away when you're kind of on that mount up there. This is what our glue looks like. Some little micro bubbles, our little cutouts. I should have painted the back of my wood there because it's bleeding a little bit. But that's okay, it'll look like it's glowing. You can see like some little, you can see the little bubbles in the glue. Let's see if I can pop them. Another one right there. Ah, that's better. There's a bubble there. I can't spray alcohol on this, so we just kind of have to try to pop them. That one's being a little stubborn, but I'm sure it'll be fine. So anyways, this is the Elmer's glue tree style A. Style A. This is the resin with the rose gold. Okay, this is glorious green style A cutouts, crushed shell. You could add crushed shell over the top of this if you want to, completely up to you. Then we got our style E that has that joy word with our shell and our rose gold glass. And then we did that sea green canvas, and you can kind of see the difference in the two of them. So two different styles, two different ways you can craft them, just so you see them. And then we did our little trunk down here with our shell, which you don't have to do that. You can just add your shell over your tree. Craft it however you want to. But if you want to get these project kits, if you comment tree, Facebook will send you a message with a link and you'll get to see all the different ones. You can get just the wood cutouts. You can get the canvas, glass, and shell and the cutouts together as a kit. You can get the glass by itself, you can get the cutouts by itself, you can get the shell by itself. We will have canvases available if you want to get canvases by itself and do other crafts. It's completely up to you. But for right now, we have these project kits. So this would be style A tree, style E tree. And that's how they turned out. Okay. Now let me show you the pumpkin. So yesterday we did the pumpkin together, and this is how that glass looks. It's reflective with the shell, and you get the stem, the little curlies, the leaf, the glass, the shell, and the canvas. And this is what I did. I did the aqua glass. Mine is, you can see it's still really soft. It's still curing. It's going to take about 3 full days for it to be like super hard. But that's our pumpkin. It looks better propped up. It just looks so cute propped up. Adorable. And then we have our wreath that we did. This is the first one that we did. And this one has the green, the same green. So these could be like, you could put them together if you wanted to. I did the pink. We did that lighter color on the background. Just like this. And this one is still a little flexy, you can see. But it's almost completely rock hard on the back. And that is the wreath that we did. So pretty. This is my favorite so far. I mean, the pumpkin is pretty awesome too. But the wreath, love it. Pumpkin, love it. Trees, love them. Love them. I think I'm going to do a black tree for my decorations because I have black and red and white. But these are so cute. So cute. Welcome, Mary. I'm so glad you're here. So if you're new, welcome. Welcome, welcome. We have a whole warehouse where we do crafts and things over here, like over here on this side. Like this one's running, it's got the red light on, so it's got that white noise. This is a water chiller. It keeps the laser cool, and that's a fan that goes outside. So they're loud, and it's just a lot of white noise. But we have 4 big laser machines in here, and they run files all day. This is new stuff I was cutting today. It's kind of a mix of like some fall and some winter, some Halloween, just some last minute things that I came up with, and files that I bought from different memberships that I'm in. That's a little snowman. That's a penguin. That's a snowman. That's a pumpkin. These are little spoons. It's really cute. Some tree ornaments, Santa ornaments. And those are a little chunkier. So this one is done. So we're going to shut this one off. These, do you see how dirty they are? Look at how yucky that is. So these are getting cleaned this weekend. They're bad. This one and number 2 and number 3 got cleaned week before last. But all of these are cutting, and it doesn't look like they are tabbed. So that sucks. That 100% sucks. Oh, Mason's gonna be so over it. This one is the pumpkins. I don't know if this is tabbed either. Oh no, what happened? What happened? Oh, that's no go. That's no good. This one's been giving us problems cutting, so that'll have to get dealt with. That one's done. Let's go see what's over here. And this one is done also. And it's cut all the things. These little pieces. So anyways, we run these machines literally the entire day. And they cut all day. Yeah, they have to be very careful. Well, here's the problem. These, okay, so let's be real. Time is money, right? And so the whole point in tabbing these is, number 1, that they don't fall through the machine. So as soon as we pick these boards up, all these little pieces are going to fall through that grate. I don't know if you can see how big the holes are. They're big. So this is going to be an entire nightmare. because the pieces are not tabbed. When they're tabbed, they don't pop up like this. You can see how they're lifted up. They're lifted. They're not tabbed. So yeah. So this probably took an hour and a half to cut. And now if anything falls through, we have to recover. And it all has to go into a bag. So that is no fun. And this is all the same. This is style A, style B, C, D. It's all the different styles, so they're all mixed. So we got to make sure that the right pieces go with the right style. It is what it is. It is what it is. Oh, and then over here, we have our little shrink wrapping station. This is where we shrink wrap like all these like wood cutouts and stuff like this into these little packs. So these are for orders that are coming up that April will pull from, and they're by packet numbers. So we do these orders in packets. So this is D1914 to D1923. And that's how April knows, because each file gets cut kind of differently. And she knows what goes where. And then we have, these are how they're pulled, and they're sectioned off by packets. It's our DIY system. And then we changed our carts around. So now they have these pockets on the ends because we divided the carts. Like this is one packet, this is one packet. And so what we were doing before, which was making orders take longer, is we broke them up into smaller packets for her to pull. That way we get more through than, so she can pull through this a couple times. And then this one over here is like another. Whereas before the whole cart was like 150, 200 orders. Now we're breaking it up into like 50, 50, 50, 50, and it's separated a little bit easier, and the turnaround time is a lot quicker. So she just emptied this. So this side's empty, that side's empty, that one over there has something in it, and then this side is empty. And then these are on wheels, so then she can wheel it over and then she can label it. Oh, look, her desk. Look what she did to her desk. Oh my gosh, I love it. I need that in my life. She got her sunglasses. She got all of her stuff. Oh my gosh. So she has August 15th order. So August 15th, that's where we're at. If anyone's wondering, we're at August 15th. And then through here, in case you weren't sure, that's our front where all of our boxes are. This is where our t-shirts get made, in this room here. He's got all those t-shirts to make tomorrow. Oh, t-shirts are 30% off in case you did not know. And then this is the t-shirt room where all of the t-shirts are, the transfers. All of the things are in this room. It's completely separated so it doesn't smell like wood cutouts. We keep that door shut. That's the packing room. So Zach sits at that desk. We've got a bunch of supplies over there. There's 2 packing stations. Earrings are in this closet. Everything is on wheels so that we can move it. These are orders ready to be packed for tomorrow. This is her packing area. We clearly need to make more boxes. And we just made boxes. We're almost out of those over there, so I gotta order those. This is my dad's station. This is where he paints all of our earrings. These are some of the ones that are going out tomorrow. And then back here, these are all orders that are waiting on something that's missing. So Christmas light bulb earrings ×2. This is from August 18th. This is Christmas string lights chicken ×2. This is August 15th. Mini reindeer Christmas hutch, August 15th. There's no initial that it was cut. This one says Batgirl hanger, Boo Crew family ×2, Turkey Pumpkin Blessed, Santa Sleigh. I mean, this is what this, like, when you ask, like, where's your order? I mean, it could be anywhere. It could be not cut yet. It could be sitting on a cart. It could be in this room. It could be sitting, waiting to be packed. It could be packed and waiting for a label. It could be, you know, in a vehicle on the way to the post office. I mean, there's just no telling. And then all of these are like t-shirt stuff down here. So if your order has a t-shirt, so like the earrings are pulled, but it's waiting on the shirt to be made. And then if the shirt is made, it's down here. And when she gets to your order, then your shirt is pulled and put with your basket. And then everything is packed together. So there's a whole process. And then this is like things that are already cut from packets that have crossover. Like it might go with this packet. It might go with this packet. And she has all of this stuff here. And then in here, this room is the glass bagging room. April's back here.
All kinds of things.
It's the all kinds of things room.
They're all that way, kind of.
Yeah, they are. So she's pulling somebody's order. Yeah, we got our little glass machine over there. This is all the bins that we use to pull from to put in bags. These are 2 ounce. These are 2 ounce. We've worked really hard to be ready for the holidays, that we've got all of the glass is overstocked. This is 16 ounce. We're almost fully double stocked that, which is all there. This is 8 ounce. That is the 8 ounce wall of double stock or back stock or whatever. And they're working on doing all of this so that we can be ahead for that. And then this is all of the reflective glass. That's the glass we've been making with the canvases. And all of this has had to be bagged. So real people are with real hands are really doing all of these things. So they bag everything by hand except for 2 ounce. 2 ounce we use this machine for because it's just so tedious. Like we have to bag every single, like hundreds and hundreds. There's thousands of bags of glass that have to be made. And so this machine right here dispenses it in exactly 2 ounces. And then you just put your bag up to it and then it'll drop it out of the machine. And then here's our little contraption that they made for the labels and then the stickers for the colors. It's so funny. And then this is what needs to be done. So this is like important. We're down to this many and this needs restocked. And so there are colors that clearly I have to come and make. So all that glass that we made, all the glass we made the other day, the purples, like it's almost completely sold out. So we're going through a lot of glass, and then this is kind of what's left of 2 ounce. And so we've got to repackage that. Yeah, they got real creative. It's my phone mount. It's a mount that was on my cart, wherever it is. Oh, it's here. It was on this that held my cell phone, and that rolls around. And so we lowered it and made a station out of it. Yeah, so this is this other room. I throwing them in the floor?
Normally I don't. Normally I don't do that.
You normally don't throw it around?
Normally, no, I don't. I try not to.
Oh my gosh. She's too funny. I have Crafty Crate tonight, so we have to leave a little early.
Okay.
Somebody ordered some of this?
Oh, yes. Of course they did.
Who is it?
Karen McGinnis.
Ooh, Karen McGinnis. She got all kinds of glass.
10, 8, 9, 10.
Oh, they said, hey girl, we miss you, April.
Oh, no, this one. Oh, hello, everyone. I miss me too.
She said, I miss me too.
Yeah.
Y'all need to have a day in the life of April.
Your brain would be scrambled eggs by the end of it. Like, really.
So when you wonder what we do here, like,
We do many.
there's so many, everybody has a job and they have multiple jobs. Like, there's so much to do.
Yeah. There is so much.
What's left? What are you missing?
Oh, it's down here. I remember. It's wrapped in a small one. I wrapped them like, instead of putting it on a 12-inch
Yeah.
board, I put it on a, yeah. It's right.
So that one's done?
Yes.
Yay!
Yes, it is.
What's next?
Next is this. This is Jean Jennings' order.
Jean Jennings!
Yes, that's right. And she gets a snowman and a moose.
Snowman and a moose.
She gets snowman faces only, which is here.
Snowman faces. Okay.
And a reindeer set A, which is here.
Yay!
And then glass.
Oh, and then
Oh, and this kit.
what is that?
No, it's just it's just glass. I thought it was a kit for a second, but it's just glass.
She just got glass.
Yes.
So her stuff's gonna go in her basket.
that over here.
She also got outlines.
Yes.
She got the little snowflake.
That was a different process.
Yeah, that was a different process. Like that. Yeah, Jean Jennings watching. She's like, that's my order. Yay!
Well, your order will get sent tomorrow.
She said your order will go out tomorrow.
Chunky glass.
Chunky glass.
There's none here and there's none here.
Chunky 2 ounce?
The chunky crystal.
Is
There's,
it?
I don't know where it's at.
It's right. Where's the
I couldn't
bin?
find it. I don't know. I don't know.
Hold on.
I know there's some somewhere. I just don't know where they
Wait
put
a
it.
second.
And I don't know why they would move it.
And there's none here?
There's no shell. I think the shell got moved down there. But yeah, there's over here.
Okay, we can.
I know it's here because I pulled one out of it yesterday. But I don't know.
Y'all, it's like, where did it go?
It's a mystery.
I found it.
Oh, yay! There it is.
I bet you I did that.
All right, there it is.
I was talking to Zach and I had a bin in my hands. I don't know if it was that one, but it could have been me.
I mean, it happened.
Sorry about that. Okay, Jean Jennings, your order's ready to go.
That's right. All right.
Okay, I have 1% battery.
Okay.
If y'all want to check out what we did today, go watch the video on the replay. If you want to get any of our kits, go check out the shop. If you want to be a part of our 10-year celebration, comment the word celebrate. I'm going to head home, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Y'all enjoy your night. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I'll see you next time.